The Colorado Supreme Court heard the 14th Amendment challenge. Again, we've won this every stage moving up in these state courts in Colorado, which were some of the more difficult courts actually for this Trump challenge. But the courts understood under our argument that we were correct under the Constitution and the 14th Amendment. And it appears the Colorado Supreme Court, just based on the oral argument today, is leaning that way. You never know until they write their opinion. Can't judge it all from that. But then you're going to get a Supreme Court decision out of Colorado. And, Dad, we've intervened in this case. We're party to this case. Yep. I would imagine it's likely that the side we're fighting, which is crew along with individuals, is going to lose. But they will be able to take that appeal direct to
the United States Supreme Court. Let me tell you what I expect exactly is going to happen here. So, as Jordan said, we intervened on behalf of the Colorado State Republican Party. And we did not think we were going to win that case just because of the judge's previous ruling. But lo and behold, the case came out successfully, and we did carry the day, which was great. So we won the case. The other side has appealed it. Goes directly from the trial court to the state Supreme Court. That argument was expedited. It was heard yesterday. We briefed it. Colorado Supreme Court indicated that they're going to get a quick decision. They have to, because evidently for the ballots to be printed for the, when is their primary? Is it Super Tuesday?
Yeah, it's a Super Tuesday state, but you got to get the military ballots out.
Yeah, they got to have it out by early January. Yeah. So that means I think it's conceivable we're at the Supreme Court in the United States by the end of this month.
But what's been interesting, Dad, and precedent setting here, long term, even if it goes to Supreme Court as just a quick decision, if they don't have oral argument, is that they're going to say that 14th Amendment section doesn't even apply ever to the President of the United States.
Which it doesn't. And most of the scholars are now coming out and say that. But here's the key thing for everybody to understand. As far as election integrity goes and your ability to vote for the candidate of your choice, because they could do this to Donald Trump, they could do it to anybody. And having the sole arbiter of this being a state attorney general is ridiculous. So this becomes all of a sudden the most important election case maybe in U.S. history. And we're front and center in it. So it's not at the U.S. Supreme Court yet, but let me tell you, as soon as we get the Colorado decision, we're going to be preparing for the Supreme Court in the United States. They'll take it. If we win, they're going to take it up. If we lose, we're taking it up. So one way or another, that case is going up top.
This was from the oral argument yesterday at the Colorado Supreme Court, a question from Justice Samore Jr. to the representatives of Crew.
But if it was so important that the president be included, I come back to the question, why not spell it out? Why not include president and vice president the way you spell out, they spelled out senator or representative?
Well, I guess I go back to the kitchen sink approach, right? They used a really broad phrase, any office under, and then they wanted to include the handful of things that may not fall in that catch-all. I think everybody knew that the presidency was an office under.
The president is not an office under. Okay, so it's a different oath of office. So every court that's heard this has got it right.
Yes.
That the 14th Amendment, Section 3, cannot be used against the President of the United States. And let me say what they're trying to do here. I want you to understand this from your perspective as an elector, as a voter. They're trying to take away your right to vote. That's what's at stake here. It's your right to vote. That's what they're trying to eliminate. And whether you're for Trump or against Trump, it almost doesn't matter. They want to eliminate your right to have a choice. And we are fighting this in multiple states, representing 15 state parties. And we won successfully in all of the cases so far, including Colorado. Now it goes to the Colorado Supreme Court. Was argued yesterday. We've already briefed it up there. I expect a decision. Ben Sisney from our office was there. He said, our decision could come down today. Yes, and then I think in the next week it goes to the Supreme Court, and we will be ready. Our teams will be ready to handle at the end of the year. How many times you remember this when you were a kid? Yep. How many times did we have cases pending at the Supreme Court of the United States filing briefs on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve?
Yep.
Where the court would say they won a brief December 24th.
Time matters here because ballots have to be printed, not just in Colorado, but all over the country. You got to get military ballots out the door. You've got to get all of that information. So it's going to happen quick. But what we've seen is great success so far. And folks, that is because of you. We didn't just take it to one state. We, again, are representing 16 state Republican parties in the United States, 16 of those. And in a separate lawsuit, we represent you in Minnesota, where we filed an amicus brief. So we're active in states all across the country. Bottom line is, whether you're a Donald Trump supporter or support someone else, this would be a horrible precedent to set to allow your Secretary of State to tell you, a Republican primary voter, who you can or can't vote for for the highest office in the land. We said, no, this is unconstitutional. We're winning it in court, and we were able to we had to expand our legal team, Dad, but we had the financial resources to do it because of our donors.
So far, we've won all the cases. If we continue to win all the cases and Colorado decides, the crew who is the plaintiff in the case, we represent the party defendant, if they decide to go and take it to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court may say, you know what, there's no conflict in the circuits here. Every court has said, no, we don't need to intervene. I would urge the court to stay out of it and just say we won. We're done and finished.